Good morning, Jolly Cruise family. My name is Jason, and I am the Jolly Cruise vlogger. And if you're going on a cruise, you do what so many other people do. You start watching YouTube videos and TikTok videos and Instagram reels and following influencers and social media people and figure out, well, what should I do? What do I need? Where's my packing list? All these other things. Well, yeah, I've told you things like that before, but right now I'm going to tell you the 5 things that I absolutely will not do on a cruise. And before you do them, you might want to think about what I'm saying. Thing number 1 that I will absolutely never do on a cruise, I will never, ever book a guaranteed stateroom. Now, what do I mean by a guaranteed stateroom? It just basically says that you will have a room somewhere on the ship. When you book a guaranteed stateroom, although yes, true, it is going to be a little bit cheaper in most of the time, you are at the mercy of the cruise line. You're going to get what's left over. You're going to get what's available after everybody's already picked out their particular cabins. So you might be on deck 1 next to the boiler room. You might be on deck 5 right underneath the galley, which I did that one time. Not a guaranteed stateroom. I did pick that room, but it was 100% right underneath the galley. So starting about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, you heard all these speed racks and carts moving back and forth above you because they're getting ready for breakfast. Not exactly the way that I wanted to wake up on a cruise because, I want to relax on a cruise. Yeah, what you've done by getting that guaranteed one is you pretty much guaranteed somebody else a visit from the upgrade ferry. That's right. So somebody else is probably going to get upgraded to an ocean view or a balcony or a suite or something like that, and you will get your guaranteed room. Now, very seldom are you the person that books the guaranteed stateroom. You are most likely not going to get a visit from the upgrade ferry. Now, if you know me, then you know what I always say. A cruise day is better than a work day any day, and it is, except if you're like underneath the nightclub or the galley or something like that and you want to relax on the cruise. The second thing I will never do on a cruise, and this goes back to the first one where it says I will never book a guaranteed stateroom, I will also never book a suite. Now, I have nothing against suites. If that's what you want, you do you, boo. It is your cruise. That's just not my cruise. I will never book one. Now, I'll take one if you want to give me one. I got no problem with that because I know the suites, they do come with extra amenities. They do come with extra things. You get perks, things like that. I think that's great for you. I'm just not going to do it because for me, I'm in the room to sleep, to shower, and to use the bathroom, and that's about it. I pay for the experience of the cruise, not for the experience of the cabin. Maybe I'm cheap, maybe I'm frugal, I don't know whatever word you want to use for it, but this is how my brain works. We're going on a 7-day Caribbean cruise. We're all leaving from the same port. We all have the same amenities available to us when it comes to the dinings, the buffets, the excursions, the shows on the ship, the pools, the jacuzzis, the hot tubs, the water slides, the roller coasters. We all have those same amenities available to us. So in my mind, if I can do a 7-day cruise in an interior cabin for $1,000 a person, or I can do that very same cruise in a suite for $2,000 a person. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, $1,000 per person interior, $2,000 per person for suite. That's just how my mind works. My mind says, hey, Jolly Cruise Vlogger, you can get 2 7-night cruises in an interior cabin for the same price as 1 7-night cruise on a suite. Hey, I love the cruise because we all know that a cruise day is better than a work day any day. So give me 14 days versus 7 days on a cruise ship anytime. The number 3 thing that I will never ever do on a cruise is I will never ever do the no elevator challenge. If you're not sure what the no elevator challenge is, it means that you challenge yourself to never take an elevator the entire time on the cruise, which means you're going to take the stairs up and down every time you need to go somewhere. Now, for me, I am all fine for fitness. I love when people try to get fit. My thing is I'm more about fitting this donut into my mouth than I am about fitting these feet on stairs. When it comes down to it, there's two reasons why I will not do the no elevator challenge. One, I'm not on a cruise ship to get some exercise. If that's your thing, you continue to do that. That is great. That's wonderful. That's how you choose to do it. That's what I love about cruising, because we can all do the same cruise. We could all have the same amount of fun. But what you do and what I do don't have to be the same thing for us to have a great time on a cruise. So the reason number two that I will not be doing the no elevator challenge on a cruise ship, I've got a serious heart condition. This heart condition does prevent me from getting a certain amount of exercise in a day. I can walk, no problem. But when it comes to getting my heart rate above like an 80, I just can't do it. It is not a safe thing for me to do. So I'm not going to be going up and down stairs all the time. I'll meet you there. But if you want to do the no elevator challenge, I will 1000% support you. I'll just meet you on the floor and not be doing the stairs with you. Even before I knew about this heart condition that I have, I would never do the no elevator challenge. It's just not me. It's just not how I choose to spend my cruise. I choose to spend my cruise having fun with the people that I'm there with, enjoying the sun, enjoying everything around me. But, you know, taking 14 flights of stairs just to go to the buffet, yeah, that ain't for me. I'll work the buffet off in my mind afterwards, but not walking up and down the stairs. The number four thing that I will absolutely never, ever, ever do on a cruise ship, and this one might be a little bit more controversial. This one you might be thinking, oh, I never thought about it that way. Or it might be, hey, the Jolly Cruise vlogger, yeah, you've lost all your marbles. You're just weird. Yeah, I understand that I'm weird. But I will never, ever, ever get in a cruise ship pool or a cruise ship hot tub. That's right. The pool on the Lido deck, the hot tubs on the Lido deck, the pools, hot tub, anywhere on the cruise ship, you will not find this guy sitting in there. I am not a germaphobe. I am not one of these people that refuses to shake hands. I don't refuse to hug anybody. I don't refuse to touch any railings in public. And I also don't carry hand sanitizer with me on a little belt loop that I just constantly, every time I touch something, I'm squeezing and rubbing it all in. I am not that kind of guy. That is not me whatsoever. However, I am not going to get into a pool where there's 2,000 to 7,000 other people in and out of this pool with their lotions and their deodorants and their colognes and their body sprays and their suntan lotions and their baby oil and their conditioner, their gel, all that stuff that they have in their hair products, and it just kind of sits there for a while. That is not me. Not to mention that if there's the little kids in the pool where they get the bodily excretions coming out, yeah, that is just not for me. At the same time, I don't do lakes either, so don't just think it's just cruises. I will not get into a lake whatsoever. I'll get into the ocean, but I will not get into a lake or a cruise pool. That's just me. When I talk about things like this, about the body oils and the suntan lotions and the Axe body sprays and all those things like that, it's not just like that kind of thing. I'm going to tell you 1,000% true story. A couple years ago, we were on an 8-day cruise down to the ABC Islands. Absolutely loved it. If you have not done a Southern Caribbean cruise, I 1,000% say go for it. Most beautiful water I've ever seen. Great time. But we wake up on day 7. We're like, okay, it's a sea day. We're on our way home. We're going to go get up in the morning, go watch the sunrise, because the sunrise at sea, better than a chef's kiss. So we wake up, we go up to the Lido deck, we grab our cup of coffee, we're walking out to the back. They've got a pool in the back. Day 7 of an 8-day cruise was the first time that we had realized that there's a tile mosaic design at the bottom of the pool. That's right, this pool is only 4.5, 5 foot deep at the most, and it had been so cloudy and so dirty all week that we did not know that there was a dolphin design at the bottom of the pool until day 7. Yeah, let that sink in for a minute and you'll realize why the fourth thing that I will never ever do on a cruise is get into a cruise ship pool. And the fifth and final thing that I will never do on a cruise is I will never not have dinner as a family. Now that might sound like a double negative in there, but I think you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. When we first started cruising together as a family of 5 back in 2018 for our oldest son's high school graduation, we did set a couple ground rules for the family. One of the ground rules was that no matter what you did during the day, we weren't going to babysit you. You're old enough, have fun on the ship, go to the teen club, go to the kids club, do what you want to do. But when it came down to it, we all had to have dinner together as a family. And we did. Now, there were some nights when somebody was a few minutes late for dinner. There were a couple nights when, as soon as that last bite of dessert came in, or they said, hey, can I skip dessert? They took off. But that's fine, because as a family, we sat down and had dinner together. To this day, we've been on like 15 cruises as a family since then. Every single day, we always have dinner together as a family. We do not have to set that expectation anymore because they understand it and they know it and they follow it. And even when we're cruising with people that are not our blood relatives, they're our cruise family, we still have dinner together every night as a family. We may not have breakfast together, we may not do brunch together or lunch together or spend all day. We don't always have to do the same excursions or anything like that. But the one thing that we always do is we always have dinner together as a family. So that's the fifth thing that I will never do on a cruise. I will never not have dinner together as a family. So of those 5 things that we just talked about that I personally will never ever do on a cruise ship, what will you never do on a cruise ship? Drop in the comments below of something that you will never ever do on a cruise ship. Also, drop in the comments below if you think I am ridiculous for coming up with a list of things that I will never ever do on a cruise ship. Because my thing, I've always said, a cruise day is better than a work day any day. And now I'm telling you, I'll never do these things on a cruise ship. Well, the thing is I don't have to do these things to have a great time on a cruise ship. In the end, of those 5 things that I mentioned that I will never ever do on a cruise ship, there's only one that's going to determine if my cruise is a good cruise or a bad cruise. And that definitely is the last one, about having dinner with my family. I love my family, whether they're my blood family or my cruise family. They're the ones that help determine my cruise ship. Not the pools, not the elevators, not the cabin types. Those don't mean anything to me, but the love of my cruise family and the love of my biological family, they mean everything. Because a cruise day is better than a work day any day.